You ready?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Experience Podcast Edition. Today, we are on episode 4 with the beautiful Carbae. We are here at her shop, and today she is going to give us a whole lot of game on being a female mechanic out here, also being a teacher and a change agent for students and the youth around Cleveland, Ohio. So you guys stay tuned because she's got a lot that she wants to share with us.
Absolutely. We're glad y'all on the show, by the way. Thank you, by the way.
Thank you guys for having us. Thank you.
So, just like any great person we have on the show, we want to know how did you start? How did the whole Carbae, what made you be like, okay, I want to kill a game in Cleveland for females? How did you start?
It didn't even start like that. It started off as I had got parole back home, and I wanted a job, but I felt like, I was still young, so I felt like I couldn't get the kind of job I wanted with my record. So I just waited until I found this guy named Rashid who had a AAA contract. And he was like, you want to come, ride out and interview and see? Because I told him, my baby father actually told him that I could fix on cars. He's from his neighborhood. He ran a store over there. And so I went with him, and I was doing everything, changing the batteries, changing tires, no problem. He was like, man, yeah, let's do this. So I did that for a couple years, and I was the only female mechanic. Y'all gonna have to edit this out. I was the only female roadside tech in Ohio. And then I did that for a couple years until I couldn't pass a background check anymore. And then I decided to go to school. The guy told me, who was my boss, he told me that if I decided to go to school and continue with it, that I could run his shop when I was finished. And he kept that promise. While I was in school, I was learning from Dino, who's a friend of mine. He's been doing this for a long time. I was learning from him, and then I was going to this shop. His name is Piney, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know him too. He was teaching me some stuff. I got a job at Monroe on 55th and Superior, and I worked there for a couple years. And I just learned everything. And then last year COVID came, and they shut that place down, and I realized that it was my hands and my tool. I was making the money, and they was just giving me a piece of what I was making. So I just quit, and I started going mobile. I would pull up at your house, your job, where you kicking it at, wherever, and I'll fix your car. And then it got cold, so I had to pay rent at this shop on 55th and St. Clair. A lot of people know me from down there. And I was working there for a while. I'm not gonna mention. Anyway, some things happened, and I ended up basically having to go back mobile again for a couple months until I found this spot. So now I'm just working on training females. I need female mechanics, and I'm working on opening a non-profit organization because, I teach anybody who come here, but I really want more funds and stuff. I want to provide them with tools. I want to, I want to have more learning, teaching aids, stuff like that. So I want to make it like a whole thing. I want people who operate and own cars to know the basic fundamentals of how a car works and what makes sense and what don't make sense, because a lot of people getting messed over and taken advantage of. And there's certain things that you should just know, as far as, something as simple as oil, can your car be over with. So a lot of people come in here my car is not running, or my car's cutting off, and I go check the oil and there's no oil in there. That's basic. I feel like people should know that. You know what I'm saying?
So because I'm one of those, y'all. I can't. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. I can change a tire, barely. But I barely jack it up to change it. So what are some basic things? Because what I love about you being a female is, in this male-dominated industry, we get taken advantage of a lot when it comes to having people check your tires. So we'll come for an oil change, and then they'll be like, oh no, you gotta get this fixed and that fixed and a new windshield wiper, and then you come for a $35 oil change, you leave with $3,500 worth of repairs. So what are some basic things? Because I love that you are actually a teacher almost, even though we might not be actual students, everybody who's a client learns from you.
They do.
So what are some basic things we for sure need to know? Because I'm one of those.
So you for sure need to know that you do need to get an oil change at least every 3 months or 3,000 miles. Sometimes it can be sooner if you have one of those older cars. You need to always constantly check. Like if you feel like your car's running funny, or even every time you fuel up, you should be checking your oil. Check your oil because you might need to add a quart. And if you know what I'm saying, if you just keep running, some of these cars have oil consumption and they just literally burn oil. So you would think, well shoot, I'm still good for another month, but you ain't got no oil in your car. And you about to lock your engine up. Or making sure you got antifreeze. If that antifreeze run low, it could be leaking somewhere. But if it runs all the way low, you know, you can have problems. You running hot, certain stuff like that. Checking, you should be able to check your tire pressure. You should be able to change your headlight. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to run the AutoZone when you need a windshield wiper. You know what I'm saying? Just grab the part. It's so easy. Like people think it's hard, but it's really not.
Yeah.
It's literally, most of the times it's just taking something apart and putting it back how you got it. It's that simple.
So I know when I see you on Instagram, I was tripping. I'm like, I had to go through time. I'm like, she all working on the car. Now I'm not. Listen, let me take it back because I'm not one of those dudes like a woman can do everything. But I know for me it was something that sparked me. So I'm like, oh, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Because you know most men are mechanics and whatnot, right? But for me to see you actually, and then I think the post I seen you were actually showing somebody. I'm like, that's different. You know what I'm saying? And you take the time because I think you have a heart for the people. You have a heart for the people you working on the cars for. Versus most mechanics that I know, unfortunately, if you work on my car, there ain't no shade on you. But you know what I'm saying? You just a paycheck in their book or whatnot. So just like Keita asked, but my thing is like, what drives you to work with the people? What drives you to show people these things or whatnot? Because I mean, like myself, with showing people how to buy real estate. For me, it was someone when I went to go buy my house, they looked at me a commission check. You know, for me that was my mission. So, what is your mission that drives you to do this?
Just being a female, even before I decided to become a mechanic, you get over a lot. You really do, and it's a lot of people. Like this girl earlier came. Oh, I paid $700 for a throttle position system. It's $4.
Damn.
It's $4. And like, for what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's ridiculous. It's to the point where, just like I said, people don't even know the basic, how the car run, why this. They just driving it. So you could literally go to a mechanic and say, I'm having this issue, and they can tell you whatever the hell they want to tell you. And you're gonna be like, okay, I just want my car. That's it. I just want my car, just make it run again. They're gonna spend whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because that's their way. That's how they do everything they need to do. So they just gonna go with it. And a lot of the times people get messed up. They are.
No.
And so I don't think that's fair. That's trash. We need to put that in the past.
Right.
Now I heard you say that you have been talking to the kids, like teenagers, students in the high schools. Tell us more about that process. Like, how do you like it? You know.
Well, I like talking to the kids. What happened was, Day, she a rapper, and she was given an opportunity by Mike Mathis, and he has a program for the kids. And we went up there and we spoke to 3 different sessions of kids. And it was another girl. She was a comedian. Her name is Joy. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who she is, but it was a pretty dope experience. We had 3 different sessions, and then they pulled me to the trade classroom, and I talked to those kids about, just coming after school, just basic things that they should know. Because, teenagers, they get ready to be driving, they get ready to own a car, and they the worst ones. They will tear a car up. So I think, I loved it. Like, it's just like, they had a point where they're trying to figure out what to do with their life and what's smart. And you know what I'm saying? Most people nowadays, they opening businesses. You know what I'm saying? And college ain't for everybody. And a lot of these corporate jobs ain't for everybody.
Right.
So it's just giving them another option. You know what I'm saying? Like this kid.
No, he's actually off camera, but while we're interviewing, Carbae actually is teaching and helping somebody work on his own car right now, Carbae right now. He's working on his own car, which is actually so dope. Like, it's been an interactive experience since we've been here. We've walked through the door. She's been helping them know, like, okay, you need to do this next. Okay, check this, which is like awesome, right? Because you get some teachers that'll tell you what to do, but don't actually hold your hand through the process or, check behind you to make sure it was done right. So I think that is awesome. Now, if you guys are Cleveland based or visiting pretty soon, we are on the corner of 75th and Bessemer, which is where her shop lays. All you gotta do is look for the pink tires. Cause it's Carbae, right? Beneficial Bay, Carbae, we just work together, right? But, no, so tell us, or what I wanna know, cause I get all the good questions. But what I would love to know is some life lessons that got you here, because it takes a strong individual to say, I'm going to overcome whatever obstacle that I was given and then make it work. Because you've not only made it work, but you have been like succeeded, and it's been like inspirational to all of us who have been watching your experience and being able to actually talk to you and get to know you on a more personal level. I think that's dope. So how did you get here? Because a lot of people would have folded.
Well, I never had that option, so I never had, cousins, aunts, uncles, father, barely a mother, you know what I'm saying? So it's always been, and I had my daughter since I was 15, so it's just been like, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
Like, and I always understood that I was not the kind of person to work in a corporate environment. I'm just not. And it just fit me. It just all, literally it fell apart. I give it to God for real, because it just fell together. It just happened. It just who I am. I don't know. It's just like, yeah.
And I love how you said, most people aren't cut out for corporate or for college. And I love the fact that you was like, you know what, I can do this on my own. And I think that's the great part of being an entrepreneur. One, you can do something that you love, because obviously you love this, right? You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, you see the need, and you're like, you know what, I can see myself doing this. I can put the skills I have or what I've learned and put it to get used. So my question to you, Carbae, what's next at Carbae? We in your shop right now. We're gonna take a picture.
I'm still working on it. I've been here for a few months, but like I said, I do want a bigger location. I want to be able to have classes. I want to have, like, you hear of this female here and this female in this state, like Patricia Banks, she is awesome. But it's like, it should be more, it's other women that's interested. Mm-hmm. It's just they don't want to go get hit on all day. You know what I'm saying? But they trying to learn. I went through that. And it's frustrating, because you're really looking at these people like mentors, and you really want them to, just be that, and it's like it kind of insulting when, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta deal, it's a lot of stuff you gotta deal with. You can just skip past that, because that was the most frustrating part for me. Yeah. It's just dealing with the bullshit. And you still deal with it with the customers, but at least I'm in my domain. And what I say, you know what I'm saying? This is what I say. But
did you control this? You can tell somebody, hey, you know what? I don't need to make you go ahead and get out.
Yeah, because they'll try you.
Listen.
That was perfect.
That was perfect.
Right on
So,
time.
I mean, because once again, because I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? But you're in an industry that is male dominated, you know what I'm saying? And we already know how men get down. We ain't about to go through all that. But the fact that you recognize that and you still thriving among that and still able to speak to the people, and then, teach women. Because I would love for my daughter to be able to learn from you. My daughter's 14. She needs to know these things. I mean, I know.
Roadside stuff.
The roadside stuff,
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know a few things.
I think everybody should have a little beginner's tool set and a decent. They got these small jacks, not them little ones that can tip over and kill you. Like them little ones that come in your car, they will tip over on you. I'm talking about you can get like a small jack for like $125 or less than that at Harbor Freight. Had that like $100 tools. Everybody should have that in their trunk. Because if you get caught on the side of the road, you sitting there waiting for hours to change the damn tire, and it takes 5 minutes. So, I just want to be able to spread awareness so people know the why does this need to be done, how does it need to be done, you know what I'm saying, what's causing, so eventually people could, do preventative maintenance, like, hey, I'm starting to hear this this could be this. Let me take care of this before I'm on the side of the damn road and my wheel out and I could have gotten into an accident. You know what I'm saying? A lot of accidents happen because people's brakes ain't working. And they don't know, well, they hear a grinding noise, but that don't mean that these damn brakes about to give out. Like some people don't know. You know what I mean? Like him, his brakes messed up. He almost got into a damn crash. Like, so preventative maintenance is important. Being able to recognize sounds and what, you know what I'm saying, just being able to check for stuff. How to look through your tire if you can and see if them brakes getting low. How to listen for stuff. You know what I'm saying? You sit in the car if the oil low, like I can sit in the car and I know the oil low. Like I can hear it. Like I can hear it. Like just certain stuff is just like, I feel like it's just basic. Stuff should be basic. That way when you're going into somewhere and you say, hey, I'm having this problem, and they don't try to oversell you on a bunch of stuff and you're like, come on now. you're able to say, come on now.
Right.
Like why? Why do I need this? Break that down for me. They never can. It's just, oh, that's period, that's it, that's what you need. That's what you need, period.
Right.
And it's not always true.
So, because I love this. So how do people actually get in touch with you to contact you about services? Like what is your best method of communication when it comes to getting more customers or maybe even somebody who's interested in being a student?
DM or phone. I got one phone. I barely use it for personal reasons. I don't have nothing going on, but it's just business. Text me or call me 216-303-5353 or DM me at Instagram on Carbae 1990. Carbae 1990.
And we will for sure be adding all this stuff to the description as well, guys. So if you didn't catch it, rewind it. But we got you anyways.
Definitely. So I got a question. So on average, what is the number one thing you're seeing that when people are coming in, they're coming in about? Because I know Cleveland, I mean, we got Powell out the wazoo, you know what I'm saying? So I know that's a big thing. But what is the most common thing you're seeing when people coming in?
The most common thing I see is brakes. People wear them to hell. They wear them down so good. Low oil, people not checking their oil or getting oil changes. You know, it can ruin your engine. I see that a lot. I see a lot of, you know, we got potholes, so I see a lot of ball joints, tie rod, and a lot of suspension work. A lot of suspension work, brake work, and, you know, check engine lights, but, you know, I pick and choose my jobs. So I can't take everything because it's just me here, and so I can't overwork myself or overwhelm myself. So I like the you know, in and out stuff.
Right. No, listen. I need to holler at you off camera about something. But I do want to ask you this. So Keita touched on it, but like, what? So everyone has a mantra or something they live by that keeps them going. You know what I'm saying? In times where you know what I'm saying they don't feel like doing it. What are some things that, or sayings, or you know what I'm saying, affirmations that you say to yourself or have said to yourself that kept you going in times where you feel like, you know what, I'm about to give it all up.
It's never been an option for me. It's just never, it's not an option. It's just not. And I think it's just because of my kids. I mean, because I could have succumbed to a lot of stuff down in New Mexico. You know what I mean? But it was my daughter. I had to make sure I got back to her. It's just my kids. I ain't had nobody, so I got to make sure they got somebody. And that's it. That's like the only thing. That's the only thing I got going. You know what I'm saying? My kids. So I got to make sure that's the number one thing that keep me going. I got to make sure that they set up for life and that they gonna be good before I can go anywhere, before I can give up anything. So.
It's not so. And then I want to close out on this. So if let's say that there's someone out there right now who's saying, you know what, I want to do what Carbae is doing or whatnot. What advice would you give them right now to get where you're at? Because where you're at, someone wants to get to. So what advice would you give them to? What steps would you say? This is what you need to do. This, and this to get where you
I
at.
would say find somebody who's willing to teach you, because it's no, or you know, you can always do it on your own, but you're gonna need somebody. You're gonna have to have somebody that's gonna take you under their wing and teach you something. You know what I'm saying? I could be that for, you know, that's what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna know everything. I don't know everything. Sometimes I still gotta pick up the phone and call Dino or Piney or something like that. Like, just find somebody. Just take your time. Every car is different, and you don't have to go to school for it. You really don't. I mean, it's nice to have that piece of paper, but the main thing you need here is just experience, hands-on. Just get as much of that as you can. And you know, once you got the basic stuff down, like yeah, this car brakes might be different than this car brakes, but it's basically the same. If you mechanically inclined, you know, you just gotta take your time and think your way through it. But you just can't get frustrated, don't work too fast because you'll mess something up. And just take your time and understand that you're gonna learn something every day. You're gonna learn something every day.
Listen, y'all, that's great advice. And like she said, you need a mentor because they can help you propel a lot faster because they've been through where you've been at. They had experience or whatnot. So don't overstep that or don't overlook what you just said with that, y'all.
All right, I think that was a great one, y'all. I'm out of questions
Thank y'all
for
for
sure.
having me.
Yes,
So
thank you.
listen, guys, like you said, Instagram, Carbae.
Carbae 1990.
Carbae 1990, and then we're gonna put in the description where you can reach her at if you want to sign up for her training classes, and if you just want to pull up and get your car worked on, guys.
Oh, and also on Halloween, we're giving away free haircuts to the school-age boys down here and some candy for Halloween on the early day side. So I'll be posting more about that on my page as well.
Okay, we'll definitely come and support. Also, guys, like she said, she's looking to start a nonprofit, and before she gets her 501c3, if you guys are looking to donate, make sure that you're ready to donate financially or any type of tools or funds or anything to help her grow this big purpose project that she's willing to do for these students and our kids and our youth, to give them something positive to do. Not only will it be a skill for them to make money, but it's a skill for them to be able to provide for themselves, to take care of themselves, like she said. So if you guys are willing or able to assist in that process, please Instagram DM her. Her name is @Carbae1990. We will also link it in below, but don't forget about that part because what she's doing is something very special for the community, not just for herself and her kids, or for a check, but she's actually doing it to be a cultivator of change and purpose. So let's make sure we all support her and help her with that.
Listen,
All right, y'all.
you can't come with better than that, y'all. Episode 4 of Carbae, y'all. Thank you. We out.
Yeah, we out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you. Thank you. That was real good. I'm
That-
glad you